Welcome back to the Greenhorn Photo Taker. It's been a while, both for me to post a video and for me to do a hikeography episode. We are in one of my favorite state forests in all of New Jersey, Norvin Green, and I'm going to do a route that I've not tried before. So we'll head over to Buck Mountain, up Carris Hill, which I've done, and of course Wyanokie Hi Point, which I've done. So it's a bit of a longish loop in my repertoire, about 9 miles. But today is just, I don't know, the last great day of the year. High is 72, a little bit of a breeze. And tomorrow it gets into the 80s. And I'm honestly not sure if we'll have a high of 70 again on a sunny day until the autumn. So I took a day off at work. Here we are. Life is grand. Hopefully we see some exciting things. I am pretty sure my memory has failed, but if I had to bet, our last walk and talk or hikeography episode was here during the COVID years, just on a different route. So maybe it's something about Norvin Green that makes me chatty. I've told the story before, but here is the place that I kind of rediscovered hiking after not doing it from my childhood years. Nothing beats a bit of wilderness, sometimes with friends, and sometimes today, just alone. So rest assured, when this camera is not out, I am just listening to the sounds of the forest, hearing the birds and the breeze and the leaves, squirrels, what have you. It's like medicine, right? Medicine for the soul. I said this route is about 9 miles, and it has a decent amount of elevation gain as well. Nothing crazy, but about 1,700, maybe 1,800 feet, depending on the source. I've always found online sources for elevation gain kind of vary widely in how accurate they are. Plus, when you compare it to your GPS, it never quite works out. So we'll see what the actual gain is today and how it feels. This year, I've done an 11-mile hike back at Sam's Point, and a couple of 6 to 8 mile hikes. So I should have my legs about me. I just passed another hiker, and I can't, every time I do that, when I'm out there by myself, I think of the reels and TikToks that make fun of how white people hike.
You're gonna love the view. It's wet down there. Oh, is this your guys' first time? Yeah, just like keep going down straight. The waterfall is gonna be on the left. You're gonna love it.
Tick season has been wild this year. For many parts of the country, I think I read New Jersey's about average, but a lot of our surrounding states have shown a real dramatic increase in tick bites. So hence the light colors today to make sure that I can spot any. And speaking of spots, the one making the rounds this year in terms of in the news is the Lone Star tick, which we know has reached central New Jersey. And that's the one where if you do get bit and don't get it out pretty quickly, you run the risk of having a severe allergy to beef and dairy, which, my gosh, that would be tragic to me. Look at that. This won't come through in the GoPro very well, but it's a pretty big hill. So if you're out and about, do yourself a favor and really pay attention, especially when you get home. It's very easy for that tick to hop off your clothes and hide out for a while. Today's goals are as follows, and in order. 1, have a freaking blast. 2, do not set a land speed record. Take my time, pull out the camera, and enjoy. And 3, don't get discouraged by non-landscape photography photos. This is not about having a keeper photo. There will undoubtedly be no chance for a legit landscape photo. So this is more about recreating in one of New Jersey's best places. I've already thought of a few other walk and talk or hikeography videos. So if you are into this kind of thing, check out above. I'll put a link to North South Lake and Newman's Ledge in the Catskills. That was wonderful. Peak fall foliage, great hike. Almost went back there today just to see it in the green. And then more of a hike without talking, which might be your style with my monotonous drone, would be up to Sunfish Pond and Mount Mohican and Worthington State Forest and the Delaware Water Gap. Looking at the route map on all trails, this is 2 big hills, and I am hopefully halfway done with the first, and then we lose all the elevation gain I get and do it again to go back to the parking lot. If this is your type of hike, I parked in the New Weiss Visitor Center, which since the last time I've been here, they have changed it up a bit. You can still park there, but you cannot I'll be right back. As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by my cardio. You can no longer walk through the New Weiss Visitor Center on the way to the actual trailhead. That's a bit of a bummer because they had a great brook that ran through it, and a lot of rocks to climb over. For something so close to the trailhead, it was a great little section to give you a taste of Norvin Green. But I'm sure somebody abused it, didn't follow instructions, was too loud, brought their pets, something to make New Weiss say enough is enough. And now we have to walk not quite a mile, definitely not a mile, half a mile up a residential paved street, which just does not have the same excitement. But in the grand scheme of things, it's a tiny percentage. So don't let that deter you if you want to try this route. Well, look at that. I'm yapping to all of you. You're paying attention, hanging on my every word. And I took a wrong turn. I now gotta go back down that hill and find out where I went wrong. I'm not really going downhill. This is just an illusion. You did not make a mistake, and you did not have to go up all this way for reenactment purposes. I was coming this way, saw the blazes on the tree to go left. I'm supposed to go right, even though it's unblazed and unmarked. But there's definitely a trail. So it is frequented by those in the know. Quick story time because my leg is tightening up on me a bit. But over the weekend, fell off a ladder. Obviously I'm fine, but it really did spook me. So I don't normally like ladders, but I always thought I was being careful enough not to fall off one. This time, entire user error. My wife's birthday is coming up, and we have a red maple tree that we keep a set or multiple sets of white lights on all year round. It's just fun to turn on when you're having a backyard barbecue. So one of her birthday wishes was for me to refreshen it up, take care of all the dead lights that are on there. So I'm on the third rung of a ladder, and I know it's not positioned well, but I only needed to get up there for less than 1 minute for the last strand to curl around the branch. And I was done. I was tired of, working in the yard all day. So I didn't readjust, even though I knew it was not stable. And sure enough, once I got into the third rung, the ladder kicked out sideways, and I reached for the branch above my head. And under normal circumstances, without nerves, right, I think you probably just hold on to the branch and hang off, gently and athletically. Not me. I grabbed for that branch so fast, didn't get a good hold. This cannot be a trail. Am I in trail? I'm on a trail. Grabbed the branch too quickly, missed my slip. On the way down, I tried to grab a hanging strand of lights, rip them to shreds, and then land on top of the ladder. Long-time channel watchers probably know what sound I made. It was strikingly similar to this one over in the gap. But no one heard me. I laid there for less than 5 minutes before I got over the embarrassment and went inside and asked my wife to spot the ladder. So the moral of the story, well, I guess the moral of the story is secure your ladder. But the point of the story is my leg is still bothering me, and I could definitely feel it tightening up as we climb. So I thought it was funny and wanted to share. It will not impact the hike. my watch keeps chirping that my heart rate and breathing metrics are different than normal. I wonder why. It's a pretty cool rock. Sections through ferns on a single track trail. That's when I feel any stress I had just leaving the body, coming off the shoulders, and it's just so peaceful, especially when it's on this soft like dirt. Man, that is something to enjoy. No wildlife. The good news, whoa, sugar me booger. I just turned the GoPro on too. Ay, ay, ay. I gotta come up with a better curse than that. What the heck? I don't think I've ever uttered that phrase before. Well, I was just thinking of saying that, you know, due to a hiking group I'm a part of, I now carry a first aid kit. And then seconds later, I almost slipped. Anyway, good news is we're going downhill. So I know according to the map, this is an elongated downhill. Bad news is, once you get to the bottom, we go back up. But we're still on a section of the park I've never been to, so this is nice. This is fun. I was hesitant at first because that first road, that first trail was, this is lovely. You know, it was a double track woods road. I'm gonna turn this around so you can see what I see as I walk. Good. Oh, wow, look at that. That was indeed Buck Hill. There are some really odd noises down that hill. I don't know what's going on down there. I have never heard a wild boar, and there are no wild boar in Norvin Green, but that's what it sounds like to me. Very odd. Not a fan. Not a fan. So I left. And we continue onward. What a nice little surprise. I didn't know we were coming up on Buck Hill. And that is definitely a viewpoint in the park, but not nearly one of the better viewpoints. So that is not a destination in and of itself, but still cool. Maybe this is Buck Hill. Oh yeah, this is Buck Hill. Ready for it? That is a butt scramble if I've ever seen one. It is easier to go up than down. I'm gonna go the chicken shit way over here. And it still requires me to go on my butt. Oh. Yep. This is where we're at in life. Another one. This has turned into one of those hikes where the downhill is more difficult than the uphill. I thought I was in for a bit of a break, but you've got to keep your wits about you. Very slippery. Note to self, I think next time I do this route, I would start at Otter Hole. I just passed it. It's a nice waterfall, but there's people like bathing and jumping in the water there. Not exactly a place I want to take out the camera and take pictures of it. So I'd rather get here early and photograph it. Very cool though. Here's some pictures online of what it looks like. My GoPro is on the fritz. Should I even still use it? Here's my phone. But look at the trails. Come on. Really? 3 different blazes here? It's pretty funny. So this is one of the things I just hate about the GoPros. They can really be unreliable. So I have almost a full battery in here, but it's powering off for the past, 10 minutes. And if I take the battery out, I'll lose the footage. It'll delete the SD card. So I have to wait for the battery to naturally drain before I take it out of the GoPro. I think the photography portion of the trip is over. I found a nice little cascade I wanted to sit at, take some pictures, have some lunch. Two young ladies joined me down there, started playing music and hanging out. So I'm not going to again set up my camera and take pictures. Ay. Too funny. All right, Chickahoki Falls next. Let's see if anyone's there. Sorry for the angle, but I don't want the person to think I'm taking a picture of them. Pantless, sitting in the water at the falls. Asked me to give her a few minutes so she can get dressed. What is going on today? Well, she never popped out again. And I was not about to go back there. So no falls, but here's what they look like on my last visit. And I guess that's why the GoPro was meant not to be, because I definitely would have just walked into that pool area, spun around with the GoPro on, and caught her. Oh, like a deer in the headlights. So, everything happens for a reason. That's a big rat snake. I think it's a rat snake. Black snake, rat snake. Non-venomous, on trail. See you, bud. I gotta go climb a hill. Feel free to leave. Thank you. There you go. This definitely doesn't do Carris Hill justice, but I always said I would only go down it, never up. But here we go. It's beautiful. But still gotta go up that. Right behind me. So, up that, I think. I can't see. But any excuse, you know, to stop and video. It means I don't have to go up the hill. I think I have a deviated septum. I think I might need surgery. So this is Carris Hill Lookout. I'm actually recording this a few minutes later. I didn't want to record on top of Carris Hill because it's a little precarious up there, a little sunny. Really wonderful, wonderful view. But there is one better, still yet to come. The Carris View Lookout is over Lake Wyanokie, and you can see a bit of the New York City skyline in the distance, but we're a little bit lower in elevation and they don't pop as much, so you can only see the very tops of the buildings. Soon though is Wyanoki Hi Point, and that's one of my favorite views in New Jersey. We did a series on it a couple years ago of the best views in all of New Jersey. I think this one was maybe number 4, maybe number 5, maybe number 3. I'll put it on the screen and link to those videos above. Check them out. They're some of my favorite times on YouTube was doing that series. All right, onward and upward, almost there. We're at 1,928 feet of elevation gain, which is a couple hundred more feet than we should have had in the whole hike. And we still have a few miles left. All right, we're getting there. This is Yoo-Hoo Point, and back there is Wyanoki Hi Point. I've got too many things in my hand. So back there, that is Wyanoki Hi Point, and that's where we're headed to now. The GoPro's back. Only took an hour and 45 minutes or so, maybe longer. That's so annoying. How you doing?
Not bad, yourself?
Good.
Top spot here.
Ha, I'm good. It's always a nice view, right?
Oh man, this is the best part. That's youngers.
Absolutely.
You just pick them all out.
Wyanoki Hi Point is always a win. And that'll do it. Norvin Green comes through again in the clutch. Another great time. I'm guessing I'm at 2,409 feet. Can we get to 2,500? I think either way, that's a BS number. I'm exhausted, but I don't think I'm 2,500 feet exhausted. We'll have to see. If you're still with me, still watching, you're a trooper. Thanks for chiming in. If you have any ideas for a walk and talk hike, I am all ears. Thanks for watching, and get out and explore. Lost my momentum. Just trying to get to 2,500. I'm at 2421. Don't think I can do it. Still trying to get to 2,500. Can we do it now? Oh, off the beaten path. Good view, who cares? 2467. So, can we do it on this rock? Let's go. Oh, 2478. We are so close. Small hill. Oh, only give me a foot. Oh, there we go. 2483. Weiss. Okay. Weiss. 2487. 2488. 2489. And I see my glory right here. Boom, 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 boom. 2492, 93, 2495, 96. I'm at 97, you gotta be kidding me. 98, 99, 2499. And I'm going back down the hill. Unreal. There you go. Terrible.